Good morning. Oh, loading, loading. Don't think it's quite gone live yet, but I am here. Good morning, everybody. Always takes a while to go live, and I'm worried that I'm staring gormlessly into the camera and that you can all see me, but I don't know if that happened then or not. So sorry if you all watched me gormlessly staring at the camera. Yeah, sorry. So it's Tuesday. I'm not normally here on a Tuesday. Normally Krista's Tuesday and I do Monday, but we did a little swap this week. So that's fun, isn't it? Bit of a change, bit exciting. Mix it up a bit. So we are well into the Easter story, the story of Jesus and his arrest and ultimately crucifixion. Exciting story, good times. We are in Luke chapter 20 today, chapter 20, verse 20 to 26. Actually, it takes a little bit of a leap out of arrests and triumphal entry for a little bit of teaching, so that's all good. Anyway, Luke chapter 20, verse 20 to 26. Keeping a close watch on him, they sent spies who pretended to be honest. They hoped to catch Jesus in something he had said, so that they might hand him over to the power and authority of the governor. So the spies questioned him. Teacher, we know that you speak and teach what is right, and that you do not show partiality, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it right for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not? He saw through their duplicity and said to them, Show me a denarius. Whose portrait and inscription are on it? Caesar's, they replied. He said to them, Then give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. They were unable to trap him in what he had said, and astonished by his answer, they became silent. So an interesting passage. I think it's that verse, give to Caesar what is Caesar and give to God what is God's, is something that is quoted quite often. Certainly when we're talking about taxes and money and maybe even tithing, we talk about that. And I think it is an important context, I think, especially when stuff's going on around us in government and in society that we don't necessarily agree with. It's really easy for us to kind of say, oh, well, I'm not going to do what they say. I'm not going to follow the government because I don't believe that what they're doing is right. But there is an element of submitting to the authority that we're under. You know, Caesar was not a good ruler for the Christians. He was not a good ruler for the people following Jesus. He wasn't really a good ruler for anybody unless you were Roman. And but Jesus says we've got to still give to Caesar what is Caesar's. There's a right way to do things, there's a proper way to do things, and in that society, taxes to Caesar was the right way to do things. So we've got to submit to the right authorities. We've got to follow the right path. We can't just decide that because we're Christians, we're just going to follow God and we're going to throw out all of the right ways of doing stuff within society. Obviously, we don't want to become kind of too much embedded in society that we don't stand out as Christians. There's got to be a balance there somehow. Sorry, was distracted then by the light coming on out there, which means someone's coming, but I don't think they're coming to me, so that's okay. The other thing that caught my attention was the people who were trying to trap Jesus. They weren't like baddies, they were the goodies. They were the Jewish teachers, they were the Pharisees, the teachers of the law. And I know we see them as baddies because what we know they do. But at the time, they were the goodies, they were the Christians. Well, they weren't, they were the Jews, the Jewish leaders. They were the people, the ones that people followed. And we've got to be careful as leaders, as people within church, as Christians, that we don't try and twist and hide Jesus and try and confuse people about what Jesus is doing, because that's what they were doing. They were trying to trip him up, trying to catch him out, and they were the religious leaders. So as religious people, religious leaders, we need to make sure that we're not trying to trap and trick people about what Jesus is for. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I think it makes sense. And obviously the last bit, which is a bit I love, is give to God what is God's. And that fits in so well with what I keep harping on about every time I hop on here. You know, we've got to give God everything. We've got to give God what is God's. And what is God's? Everything. So you need to give God your all in every part of your life. We need to be pursuing him wholeheartedly, pushing for more, pushing for a deeper relationship, pushing for the things that he has placed on our hearts. Give to God what is God. What is God's? Everything. Okay. See you later in the week.